Hey, hey, hey. Hey, okay. Out to the pay, for the grass is always greener. I don't do no labels, I call it how I see it. Okay, out to the pay, for the grass is always greener. I don't do no labels, I call it how I see it.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of No Label, the podcast. Here with my boy Nell.
Yo.
Special shout outs to everybody that's been subscribing on YouTube as normal, liking, sharing, commenting, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. TikTok is back.
TikTok is back.
You hype now? You get your TikTok account back?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I might have deleted the app. I might not be able to get it no more.
Oh, you deleted it?
Nah. Some mad people was hitting me, though, telling me like they deleted it.
Yeah, because I don't think it's in the App Store no more. Anyways.
Yeah.
But yeah, TikTok, comment, share, subscribe, all that. Red Room's out now.
For sure.
Most recent one is JJ, so go ahead, check that one out. Anthony 1999 Red Room also out now.
Absolutely.
Now, go ahead and get into introducing our guest.
For sure. Make sure you tap into nolabelthepod.com. You know what I'm saying? Join our newsletter. We're going to be sending out a lot of information so you can keep up to date with everything we're doing. With the amazing guest we have today, I got introduced to this artist, this fashionista, this amazing designer. Like, she caught my eye a couple times at just like different events and stuff like that. And I had the chance to talk to her at Soho. And I'm just like, yo, we need that energy. We need that vibe. And we pride ourselves on just having some of the best talent from the town. And it wouldn't be right if we didn't have this artist here. So we'd like to introduce Paulae. What's good?
Hey, y'all. You already know shirt, y'all. I'm here with the tea.
Come on.
And I just want to be the first to say it's an honor for real. We done made it to the Red Room, okay?
You know what I mean? No Label Productions in this joint.
No, for real. I couldn't wait to sit on this little cozy couch.
Nah, we
What's up, y'all boys?
appreciate you for pulling up, though.
For sure. Thank you for having me, for real.
No doubt.
Anytime. To start, we always like to start you born and raised in Buffalo?
I am. I'm from the town.
Okay. What high school you go to?
I moved around a lot. I had started off at Bennett, and then I had went to charter school for applied tech, and then I had graduated from West Seneca East.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was moving around a lot.
Absolutely. Yeah, those is different flavors too. He's like public school, charter school, then it's like a little bit of suburbs.
Stress.
Which one did you like the best?
If I could be real, like Bennett definitely was T.
Okay.
Like Bennett just felt so more like it felt like for the culture, like
yeah,
you know, like it was calm. Like even though it was a uniform school, like when we had them dress down days, like we was stepping. You know what I mean? So we was coming with the T. So I'm gonna give it to Bennett. But I met some of my best friends for real at charter school for applied tech. So
okay,
you feel me? I can't.
Yeah, no, that's right. So was you first day of school? Is you laying them out on the bed like, yo, I'm about to kill him with this one? Or did Applied Tech have uniforms too?
Yeah, I'm about to say, so Bennett and Applied Tech both wear uniforms.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So West Seneca East didn't have a uniform. So like my first day going into West Seneca East, I just had to be laid out on the bed, you know? I couldn't wait for that, so yeah, I definitely had to feel laid out for West Seneca East.
Heard that. Was fashion always in the forefront for you, or was that like something you just picked up later?
I think that it was definitely something that like developed, because it's like when you go to uniform schools, like you don't really get enough practice for real and just kind of doing your stuff. So yeah. I think that it was just something that was like developed, but going to uniform schools, like it taught me the importance of like structuring your fits for real. Like,
What you mean by that?
I feel like it just kind of taught me a lot about styling. Because it's like, when you wear a uniform, like, y'all all supposed to really look alike.
Yeah.
It's like...
But you want to stand out.
Like...
Yeah.
You feel me? So it's like, I feel like having that uniform, like, just having, like, a base uniform really taught me how to style, like, how to maximize, like, on my details. It taught me the importance of, like, looks looking clean, like stuff looking structured, you know what I mean? A clean look as opposed to like a messy look, how to layer stuff, you know? So it's like, I feel like it just kind of helped me like develop like a sense of style over time.
Yeah. Because if I had to think about it, it would like, I noticed like some of like the best designers do the little tweaks. It's like that innovation that allows it to be like, oh yeah, that's cool, but that's Rick Owens or like that's
exactly.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Nah, that's definitely key.
For sure.
Did you go to like, so once you graduated high school, did you go to like college and like?
I did. I had actually, you know, it was so annoying too because like I was straight out of high school and straight into college. You know, like you know how we usually get like that summer where we get to like kind of decide on what we want to do. You know, I had actually kind of got like a full ride for Canisius College.
Oh,
but
wow.
I had to go to school in the summertime. So I had to go to the program in the summer. So I actually did, I had attended Canisius and I was like a biology major for like 2 years. And then I kind of like was like, nah, like I want to do something else, you know, but I just didn't really have a full understanding on what I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
I just knew I was like, I want to do fashion, you know.
That's fire.
So
That's something we talk about a lot too. Like they expect you to make these life-changing decisions like right when you graduate high school. So you like 17, 18, and they like you need to pick a major to go to a college that costs $40,000 so that you can be in this and this is what you're gonna do for the rest of your life, quote unquote. Like how you supposed to make that decision at 17 and not expect me to change my mind at some point?
Word.
Exactly. And it's I'm glad that you mentioned that too because I feel like we don't be talking about that a lot. Like I feel like we have an understanding like, okay, go to college, like you graduate, you go to college, you get a job in your field, you know, and you make good money and then you get this white picket fence and a dog and a family. But like
401k plan, retire at 60.
yeah, like, but it's like, I feel like sometimes the conversation about college be so taboo for us because we don't really be, you know, we may not necessarily have had, you know, OGs and stuff like that around that's actually been in college or understand the college experience. So it's like, I ain't really have like a breakdown on why college was important. You know, like I knew that college was important, you know, for the obvious reasons, but like I didn't really like have a real like understanding of like what I should be doing here.
Like to really maximize your time there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's
So
really...
I had kind of sewing the block on college, but I'm currently in school now though. Like I'm enrolled in school now. Yeah, I'm an engineering major,
Congrats.
architecture.
That's fire.
For sure.
Now, what made you want to go back and specifically do engineering and architecture?
I think a lot of people was really pushing for me to go back to school specifically for like fashion, but I didn't want to do that. Like I didn't want my degree to be specific to fashion design. I wanted my degree to be more specific to design in general. Like I don't want to just be limited to having to do clothes. Like it's like if I want to design cities, if I want to design merch, if I want to design cars, if I want to design furniture, like if I like whatever I want to design, like I want to you know have the credentials to do that. So I really wanted to do something that was really more specific to design.
Nah, that's smart. That's like Virgil. You know what I'm saying? He was an engineering major. And then
Exactly.
they
Shout out
tapped
to
into it.
Virgil.
For sure.
For real. Like
Long live.
and it was crazy, like it was crazy like when I first started to learn about Virgil because, you know, people like put me on to Virgil, you know, and like when I really started to like tap in and listen to like some of the stuff that he was saying and even hearing that he was an architect major, I was like, yeah, that's T. Like
sense.
that's T. So I'm like, yeah, I pondered on that for probably like a year or so.
Okay.
And I was like, yeah, let's do that.
Yeah. It's so funny because so many people go to college just because parents say that it's like the quote unquote right thing to do. And it's just like you said, we don't get that education on why, or just like in our culture, it's not necessarily promoted. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm in education. So it's like I have students and it's just like all the time. I'm like, yo, if you need to take that year off, yo, bro, take that year off.
Yeah.
Like figure out what you want to do, make the most of it.
Yeah.
Make it a productive year off though.
For
You
sure.
in
For sure.
education? What you be doing in education?
I'm a math teacher.
For real? I know that's right.
Yeah, I'm doing that.
Shout out to the math teachers.
You know what I'm saying? Yo, and like for so long, I was trying to like find that bridge between math and like art and music. And it's just like I feel like I finally found it. So it's like, okay, like now how can I present this to everybody so they can maximize? Okay, you maximize your math skills with your creativity. You always say, oh, you want to take your creativity to the next level? All right, add a little bit of math in there. And it's just it's simple as patterns. You know what I'm saying? It's just like all that shit, symmetry, geometry, all that stuff. It comes into play.
Nah, for
It's
real.
It's like I could teach you math without using numbers. That's how I look at it. And I've seen a lot of artists like.
Let me y'all hit Nelson now.
You know what I mean?
Real.
I've
That's
seen,
tea.
yeah, I've seen like you ever see those like kente cloths and all that type stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like that's all like patterns and that ties back to math. It's like it was tied into the culture and the fashion. So it all plays a part. So like a lot of them in other cultures, they have patterns that represent certain things, or like you got a hat. You tilt it to the side. It's like, okay, if it's tilted to the side, okay, you single. Oh, if it's tilted to the back, that means it's complicated. It's tilted to this way. Oh, I'm married. So it's like there's a bit of social communication with the fashion, and that's what allowed people to, so that people ain't bumping heads and shit like that. And
That's true.
It's super. Yeah, it's super. Like
That's
that's
true.
And then the
something that
gangs
needs to
took
be
it and used it for
reintroduced.
something else.
Huh?
So then the gangs took it and used it for something else. Because you know, if you got your fitted turn one way, you from somewhere, fitted turn another way, you from somewhere. In certain cities.
Just fit. I mean, shit. Clothes up, colors, all of that plays.
It's a fact.
Say that. Let me stop acting like Ray J with my hats then. The real I be out here telling the people something I ain't even said.
So like, even with your brand, like you got this thing called what do you say workwear?
Yeah.
So it's like when I hear it in my head, it's like, okay, it's a functionality. Like, okay, you got your work boots, stuff like that. There's a function with the fashion.
Yeah.
What does workwear mean to you?
So like, workwear was kind of developed because, as I said before, like going to uniform schools, it kind of taught me a lot about like structure, and understanding the importance of uniform. Like, uniforms be trash, you know what I mean? But if you had a raw uniform that you could put on every day and you could just keep pulling it off and doing different things, it was like, okay, I want a uniform. You know what I mean? So when I feel like when I really started to sit down and develop my line, I kind of wanted to move towards something that was just like a little bit more like centered around what I knew. So it was like I came up off a uniform, so I wanted to do more of like this uniformed brand, but I wanted to be able to still like maximize on it, because it was like I would be getting dressed and people be like, oh, you look, you going to an interview. Like, no, babes, I just look like I got a job. You know what
I
I'm
look
saying?
like money.
Yeah, like, so it's just like when I got into college, I realized like I ain't like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm still wearing street clothes, like streetwear, you know what I mean? Clothes and stuff like that in college. And it's like, going to Kenesha's, it was just a different atmosphere.
For
You
sure.
know what I mean? So it was like that sense of needing to tidy up, but still having that sense of self,
Yeah.
So I like wanted to curate a line that was just, like kind of centered around this uniform based idea, but with some expressionism, and I grew up and decided to be an entrepreneur. So our uniform, is not as typical or as astringent as like, corporate America or something like that. And it's like the youth are spitting out entrepreneurs at a rate that we've never seen before.
Ever.
Like our generation definitely broke the mold on like pursuing entrepreneurship while also having a 9-to-5, but like these youth that's coming behind us, like they're not even seeing a job. You get what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like they not even seeing a 9-to-5. Like they not playing about that. And shout out to y'all.
That's a
Absolutely.
fact.
For real, like
That's a
they
fact.
not playing about that. They not seeing no 9-to-5s, So it's like being in this entrepreneurial space, like I'm realizing like, I still want to look presentable, like I still want to look professional, but I also still want to have a sense of expression on me. So I was like, yeah, Like, let me go ahead and create that workwear. Like, it don't matter whether you a chef, you a snowboarder, it don't matter if you a gardener, it don't matter what you do, it don't matter what your job is, what your, occupation is. It's like, you could get with us and we gonna situate you for sure.
Absolutely.
So I wanted to kind of like get in that lane and just, kind of bridge that gap between like boring, casual, and expressionism, sort of how, that bridged the gap between streetwear and luxury. You know what I mean? So it's like, I was like, okay. I see a little bridge over here. Let me just...
Yeah, shit.
So how do you add the creativity to it in terms of the workwear? Because, there's a certain, like you said, there's a certain style or certain image that people think about. So is it from, like, the cuts? Is it from just... How exactly do you add that creativity and flair to it to where people gonna feel like fly even though they wearing it?
I work with my clients a lot. So
okay.
I do things that's specific to them. So it's like, if you a chef, but I don't know, let's say you a vegan chef, you know what I mean? Like, you only specific to doing vegan things and stuff like that. Like, I kind of sit in with my clients and talk about those things and just kind of see like what's some things that they really want to emphasize, and then they kind of just give me the free range and the free will to just kind of like put it all together for real. And some people let me just freestyle and do their stuff, but I ultimately just kind of refer back to me and what I think. Like, it's like, if I seen a chef with this on, like, would I want to eat their food? You know what I mean? Because like, first impressions be everything. Like, the first thing that you see is what you see. So it's like, I just be kind of thinking about it in that term, and then I just kind of like start to break down my little creative process and go from there.
Nah, that's clutch. Because it's like, it's all a form of communication at the end of the day. It's just like, you got to express yourself one way or another. And shit, yeah, you catch my eye, you know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, like, how that's cut? Okay, you doing something. And the Buffalo people is notorious for, like, we go other places and be like, yo, what you do? You're like, oh, I ain't seen nobody dressed like that. Like, that's... Facts. I hear that all the time.
Facts.
I hear that all the time. So, boom. So you leave Canisius. You knew when you left there you was gonna jump in that passion.
Yeah, like, I definitely had like a strong understanding of like, okay, I want to do fashion. Like, I didn't really know how I was gonna get here, but I was just like, I'm gonna just do it for real. Because it's like, I didn't want to stay in college and then like spend all of this time in college just to do something that I really didn't even want to do. It's like, I don't feel no fulfillment in that. Like, I'm a real person. It's like, I know that, there's some people who's programmed to go to college and do, certain things because, that's what they need to do. But it's like, that wasn't my circumstance, you know? So it's like, I really wanted to do something that I felt like would just fill me. And I was like, fashion, need that.
So what was it like taking that leap of faith, though, and taking that chance?
Because
you were already used to doing something for you were in college for 2 years.
Yeah.
So, like, what did that feel like? Because a lot of people, they want to do it. They want to take that leap of faith to quit their job, drop out of school, to really pursue their dreams and their passion. But it's just something that they can't muster up to do.
I was scared. Like, for real. Like, I was scared, like... And I just really relied on my faith. Like, I'm big on my spirit. Like, I'm big in my religion. Like, I'm big on moving in faith for real. Like, I don't... Like, if it don't feel good, I'm not doing it. But I was scared, and in a sense, I was ill-prepared. Like, I was in school to be a doctor. You know what I mean? Like, could you imagine, the conversation of saying, like, oh, going from I want to be a doctor to being a designer? Like, please.
Yeah, that's a tough conversation.
My mama's laughed. She gagged. Like, so it was tough though. It was tough, but I think the thing that really like just kind of like pushed me to do it for real was just knowing that I believed in myself. Like, knowing that I seen my vision clear enough to communicate it to somebody else to potentially make them want to invest in it. It was like, nah. Like, I just bet it on me. It's like, I tell people all the time, like, I would bet my $1 million and my last dollar on me. So I just took that leap and I was like, this is what I want to do, win or lose. Like, I could say that I did it. I put my best foot forward, and I made it happen. So to anybody that's, scared, just do it because you're going to be scared regardless.
Yeah, it curves you a long way.
It ain't never going to be a perfect time to do it. Like, you just really got to do it.
No such thing as perfect time,
doing stuff is doing it. So,
it's a fact.
Like, go ahead and do that, girl. Or guy.
Yeah, because it's excuse me, it's so many people who be like they almost give up on their dreams, and it's just like, yo, if you don't put the money or fuel your dream, shit, you gonna be working for somebody else fueling theirs.
Mm-hmm.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So, and you young, like take that shot. Like
That's a fact.
you 30, you young.
Exactly.
Take that shot. Like
Exactly.
It's worth it. It's worth it, and it pays off.
I agree. I definitely agree on that.
Undoubtedly. So, boom, you leave college. Did you start the brand immediately, or were you trying to like work with other people on theirs?
And the brand, what's the name of the brand? Because I don't think we said that yet.
So the name of our sustainable workwear line is Undisclosed, the aesthetic. Did I decide to work on my brand immediately? Because when I say I left college, I think that I was just taking small steps. Like, I think that I just initially started taking small steps to doing fashion. And my friend had passed away. Like, shout out to Rolla, for real. Like, he had passed away, and we knew that the funeral was gonna eat. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, we knew the funeral was gonna eat. Like, we knew we had to come trim. Like, we knew we was, we just had to dress it down, dress it up. And I had decided in that moment that I had wanted to make me a pair of jeans. And I had made me a pair of jeans for his funeral, posted it, and they ate it up. And people started hitting me on Facebook like, oh, could you make me some jeans? Could you make me some jeans? Could you make me some jeans? And unfortunately for us, we're a part of a community that's not unfamiliar with those things, those kind of situations. So I feel like a lot of people was really hitting me up for jeans surrounding situations like that. So I started to just like bleed these jeans. I was doing jeans for like $65. Like, what a time. So I started to bleed these jeans, and then I realized like I wanted to have more of like a actual brand. Like I didn't want to just keep doing jeans here and there. So I went into MMLV, and I had rented a room. I had rented a room in the back of MMLV. And then that's when I kind of really started to like sit down and like start to come up with UND, so it kind of like came out of there a little bit. Because I was surrounded by so many creatives, so it was like...
the gallery right there.
Yeah,
all that stuff was popping.
For sure. I was in the shop. Like, I was in the shop with Sabi, too. You know what I mean? Like, he's such a great creative. Like,
absolutely.
Like, I done really seen him be on some 56 nights. Like, you know what I mean? So, it was just, like, being around, such creatives that was really breeding, like, work that was just, tough to them. And from their perspective, it was like, all right, like, let me kind of sit down and, like, see what I want to do, see what I want to bring to the table.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that era was giant.
Yeah, shout out to and he's a hard. That's one thing too when it comes to really getting to where you want to go. You got to put that work in. He's a hard motherfucking worker for sure.
Absolutely.
For real, man.
Him, Ray.
Yeah.
Shout out to Haji. Like
Spoon, facts.
Yeah, shout out to Spoon. Shout out to Spoon.
Yeah. So from there, did you? What was your first show? Like your first like presentation?
My first show was actually with a young lady named Grace. She is like this like beautifully like critically acclaimed model, like Grace Modi. Shout out to Grace Modi. Like she had actually was doing a fashion show. I think that it had something to kind of do. I think the proceeds was going back to like some of the individuals in the Ukraine or something like that. So that was actually like my first show, and boy, was I terrified. Like, I was terrified. I'm like, ooh, like, I don't really know what I'm doing here. Like, I'm just trying to figure it out. But it was a great show. Like, and it was really a great, like, first experience, So that was, like, my first time, like, dipping my toe into fashion shows.
And how soon was that after you leaving school?
I did my first show... maybe like it was either like 2021 or could have been like early 2020. I don't know. I got to fact check myself on that. But I feel like Cause y'all know that COVID time, like that gap
blurry.
between
Yeah,
COVID
it's a
and
little
like
blurry.
right now is
That's
crazy. But I feel like I want to say like it could have been like a little after COVID. It could have been 2021, something like that. So like a couple years.
Yeah.
For sure.
No, I was crazy. I was telling my man the other day, I'm like, yo, COVID was about to be 5 years ago when people started. 5 years
Damn.
ago, dog. Like,
Damn.
this shit is, time flies. Time
Like,
super flies.
They really turning up the life machine up in here. Like, hold on.
And that fast forward button on this motherfucker.
Yeah, for real though.
Yeah.
I'm starting to think they hitting the rewind button now though. But that's tea for another day, I guess.
Shit, you never know with these people, man. I was watching something on YouTube. It was talking about the technology and everything. And it's like, before we get it, it's like whoever got it, like they 20, 40 years ahead. Like, and we playing catch up all day, every day. Like,
Facts.
I definitely believe that. So
Maybe that's why Trump going hard about like the development of AI being developed in the States.
yeah.
Could be.
I think so. But so it's so many things.
What else you think? I could tell you holding back. I could tell by his response he holding back. What else you think?
Spill the tea.
I say like the best explanation would kind of be like you ever seen the Netflix joint 3 Body Problem? So that basically is a show. It talks about how this other species is coming to Earth and they drop off like different technologies and so people could get used to them before they get here, type of thing. And they was just like, oh, but like, how are you guys doing this? And then it's like, oh, we have a AI machine that, you know, we sent here in advance and it kind of manipulates everything a little bit. And it's like, and I think that's kind of how
You think
real
that's
life
what's going on?
Loki. In not necessarily entirely, but like in that show, the computer was really small. We think it's something that's like really big. It's gonna take over. It's like, nah, it could be like the smallest thing, and it's just like we don't understand it. But that AI shit is like it don't necessarily got to be a physical computer.
Like, what you think like our biggest need for that is? Like, I know on paper, you know, the States is a corporation. Like AI seems like a money grab, but it's like it's bigger than that. Like it's clearly a program.
Yeah, like I think it could be used for bettering humanity, but we right now I feel like AI is designed to make money.
Yeah, for sure.
Like
I think it's interesting for you to say that it could be used to better humanity, when in real life we could just better humanity. You know what I mean? Like I feel like we're constantly in a space of thinking outside of the box, but it's like we not even realizing like before any of these things, you know, came, like it was just us. Like it was generations and societies just living regular lives, you know, maintaining the earth, maintaining the atmosphere, you know what I mean? Just maintaining things that need to be maintained. Like it kind of blow my mind, like hearing that, like we're at a point right now in time where we have to bring in, you know, technological advancements
in order to
better humanity. It's like how we bringing in AI to better the humanity, but it's like Trump our president. Like what are you talking about?
I mean, I don't fuck with the AI shit, first of all. I don't.
It scare you a little bit? You could be honest.
A
It's a
little
safe
bit,
space.
yeah. It did a couple years ago. Now, I mean, I use it for stuff, so it's helping me out a little bit.
Yeah.
But
used to scare me out. Like,
yeah.
Used to. That's
Yeah.
my tea.
Huh?
Used to. It don't scare you no more?
Nah.
Because we don't really think about it in like the iRobot form anymore.
Yeah.
Even though that could still happen.
It can still happen, but even then, I think there's ways to go around. Once I found a solution around it, I was like, oh, okay, that ain't shit.
Say less. So what y'all think about that? Like the robot, like the AI robot, kind of like.
I'm not a fan of that. But in terms of just doubling back on the efficiency point, I think it makes America more efficient for like the corporations and business owners and big companies because they don't have to pay people. They don't have to worry about a person's emotions and them not showing up to work. They don't have to worry about a person stealing money. They don't have to worry about like those little things that humans will do based off of just emotions and feelings and whatever their personality is.
Yeah.
Like they can control a robot more.
Quote unquote.
I mean,
and then also
my last little point.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say this is gonna be my last little point to make. when you say like it's easier to control, you know, a robot as opposed to humans, it's like when you think about it, like we is robots. You get what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like we all programmed to handle things, certain things in our day to day, every day. You know, and I feel like I think those things is the reason why we're so disconnected from what's really happening in the world, because we feel like, oh, if this happened or if this happened, it don't really matter because it doesn't disrupt my everyday program. You know, it doesn't disrupt me needing to get up, go to my job, go to the grocery store, put gas in my car, you know, and things like that. But it's like a 9 to 5 is just pushing out robots, you know?
Sure.
So it's like...
Yeah, it makes me think of like, I don't remember the dude. I think his name is like Ray Kurzweil or something like that. But he talks about the singularity. So it's like when the AI, all the computers link up and make one thing. And that's like that's the Terminator type philosophies and stuff like that. But what a lot of people miss is like there's also like an organic singularity in the sense of, you ever heard of the 100 monkey theory? So it's like
I think you're making this shit
educator. Put us on educator.
He high key be making this shit up.
I swear, Google it. That's why I'm giving names.
For real. No, Google it, y'all. Google it, y'all.
So 100 monkey theory is basically it's like 100 monkeys on the island. They all eating sandy potatoes, and they're eating them, whatever, spitting out the sand. And then one day, one of the monkeys accidentally drops the potato in the water, or whatever, and notices it washes off the sand, and it give it a little salty taste, a little salt water. So eating that, and then he shows another one how to do it. He has kids. The kids is starting to wash the potatoes. So by the end of like, I want to say like the second generation or something like that, all of them babies started being born, washing the potatoes. The older monkeys, they still eating shit with the sand, spitting it out. But it's just like it naturally all the monkeys started washing the potatoes. And then what they noticed was monkeys on other islands, without being introduced, all of them started doing the same thing at the same time, washing the potatoes, stuff like that. And they call it the 100 monkey theory. So it's like you necessarily don't have to be there in that exact spot to come up with the innovation for everybody else to pick up on it.
Exactly.
Yeah, so in terms of like us and like AI and all that stuff, it's like if we can help each other and support each other and not necessarily rely on this thing, we find another way of doing it. If enough people do it, it'll catch on to everybody, so we ain't necessarily got to worry about this random thing that could disrupt humanity. But
I mean, if the Avengers have a say so, I don't know. The team Trump is for him. Elon, Mark, they up to something.
Yeah, as much bullshit as I feel like they on, like I feel like there's another group that's on even more bullshit than they not fucking with.
Yeah.
Like I feel it feels like an internal so it's like a family fight. Like Republican normal politicians versus this new nigga that just came in with his squad.
Right.
And like, nah, we had these plans for however many years. Trump like, nah, fuck that. I'm trying to get my
Shit, Trump got the rich niggas though.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Look, man.
Nah, for real.
Yeah, they all in the same family to me. They could beef all day. I don't go for but the question is will everybody else do what they need to do?
Yeah. Because honestly, I think that we're at a point in history where it's not really like a black versus white kind of thing anymore. I think that we're at a point in history right now where it's really more of a 99ers versus that 1%er. You know, so I think that we have just progressed so far past it being this black and white issue that it's like, I think it's a lot for people to really wrap their minds around. And especially it's like if people are apathetic to certain subjects, like we'll never get there. You know?
It's tough. There's so many distractions out here.
Yeah.
So many distractions out here, but I don't know. I think people when you getting beat up by your 9 to 5 and every day, like they need that inspiration. And shoot, I feel like fashion is one of those key things where it's like that can inspire some shit.
Not for real.
For real.
I'm inspiring, but I ain't hiring them.
Yeah. What was one of the first fits or pieces you seen that inspired you? It's like, yo, that's something I need to.
I mean, I don't want to say first fit because I don't think I got that on me right now. I'm gonna have to think a little hard on that, but I will say that ASAP Rocky really played a big part in style and fit inspirations and stuff like that for me. like that 2013, that 2012, 2013 era. You know what I mean? Like just kind of seeing him, you know, do his stuff. Like when Pyrex and all of that was out. Like I think that like ASAP really like inspired.
That, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a lot. For real. So I was actually really happy this year to see him get his flowers too. Like, you know, seeing an artist like ASAP at Paris Fashion Week, you know, that like, and I've never seen nothing like that before. You know, like maybe somebody else might be able to fact check, Google it.
Please.
You know, somebody else might be able to fact check it, but seeing, you know, ASAP Rocky be able to showcase on, you know, that platform like that, that just kind of made me feel like I could do this. You feel me? Like, A$AP Rocky to them is a rapper. You feel me? To most people, he's Rihanna's boyfriend. You know, not even knowing, like, what are y'all talking about?
Yeah, like, y'all even...
Yeah, like, it's like, what is y'all talking about for real? Like, we talking about A$AP. Like, y'all is crazy.
Cultural icon.
Peso.
Yeah, literally. So, you feel me? So, I just really, I definitely put a lot of inspiration from A$AP, for sure.
Right.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
I even like, I ain't trying to toot my own horn, but I guess I am.
Please do.
But it's been like,
Please do.
it's been a few, a few like little raw instances that A$AP had that I feel like was similar. Like, and I appreciated that. Like, you know, it kind of make you feel like you're in alignment to do what you need to be doing. Like, it was like 2021, I think. I had these stitch braids, and she had put a P. Like, she had put a P in the back of my stitch braids, like, dead smack on the back of my jean. Like, and that was tough. Like, that was the idea that I had went in there with. Shout out to Brittany, be braided. And literally, like, seeing Rocky, like, a few years later put that G in the back of his head, like, when he did the Gucci joint, I was like, ah! I was just like, ah! You feel me? I'm like, yeah. Like, that was tough, you know, seeing that. And then he had also, I believe it was the Met Gala, but I think that he had did like a look with the kilt, red kilt, you know, woo. And I had did like a kilt look for the Fig show. I had like a pearl piece up top, red kilt, black jeans, my Ricks, you know what I mean? Like little pineapple action on the hair, like leather tie, you know, like seeing that. So it was like it just be like, you know, seeing certain stuff and like seeing it link up, be like, yeah, I'm right where I need to be for sure. So T, heavy on that. Shout out to the inspos for real.
Without a doubt. Are you heavy like on the ties? Like I see you wearing one now. Like is that part of your style?
T. Like, it's definitely uniform.
Every time you say that, I just laugh.
Why?
In my head, I don't know. 'Cause that's like your go-to term, T.
T, because it be like sweet tea, hot tea, green tea. You know what I mean? So
Right on time.
nah, but ties, I definitely love. I'm big on I'm big on maximalist. Like, I'm a maximalist.
Okay.
So I like maximalism. Like, most people are minimalist. Like, Ye, for example, like, he's a minimalist. You go in his house, it look like Patrick joint. You get what I'm saying? Under the rock. But that ain't me, you know? So, like, I like to maximize. I think that detail was important. Like, because you could just be wearing something regular, but it's like you put a tie on, you put a bracelet on, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the accessories and make it pop more.
Exactly. So it's like, it be those little things that take it from here to there. And, like, ties is really one of those things for me.
Okay.
For sure.
You had something like a jean tie?
T, when I say that right there, shout out to the tie that broke the mold, baby. Like that right there. Nah, what they say? Make some noise. For sure though. Like when I say that tie definitely broke the mold. I was actually on my way. I had actually did that. I had did that tie for a fit prior to the moment that it kind of broke the mold, but I was on my way to a casting call for a fashion show. Okay. And I just like needed a tie, but I wanted to do something, like I needed like something denim. And I didn't have no denim tie. Like I ain't never even seen that for real. So I had a belt that had came on a pair of Jargos that I ain't no longer wear. And I had just seen a belt and then I seen a tie. Like it just clicked like that. Like it was soft. So I was like, you know what? Let me just take this and see what it do real quick. And I ended up tying it around me. You know what I mean? Doing the tie. Boom, boom, boom. I popped out to the little whoop-de-whoop. Popped out to the set. And everybody was like, yo, like, is that a jean tie? And I was like, It's actually a belt, but it's a tie today. You know what I mean? And then I feel like after that moment, like that moment just kind of broke the mold on ties for this previous year because they were heavy in rotation. Like ties was a heavy like detail. Like it was a heavy detail for fashion this past year. So it's like seeing people, you know, up it doing leather ties, you know, doing jean ties, like adding little different things. Like I seen somebody do a puffer tie. I seen somebody do a tie that go around a coat. Like, you know what I mean? Like
right.
my homegirl actually knitted me a tie when she was out in Italy for, she was doing like a, like, you know how you go to school and you do the, what is it called? Like,
Study abroad.
Yeah, you studying abroad. So she was studying abroad in Italy and she's, like a crocheter. So she had actually ended up like crocheting me a tie out there, you know, and then it's like it just was tea, like just seeing how many ties was being rolled out and like seeing the different materials that people was doing, it was like that was iconic. Like for sure. I was like, yeah, I love that. So for sure, shout out to the jean tie.
Flyconic, that's your term? You came up with that?
Yeah. Like flyconic, you know, like, you know.
That's fire.
What do you think is going to be, if you had to guess, what do you think is going to be the tie of 2025? Like you said, 2024, a tie was like a key piece that like kind of
you said
was
like the
innovative.
detail?
Yeah.
You think what's going to be the top detail?
Yeah. For this year.
You know what? I think that pearls are like starting to emerge more, for sure. I think that we're probably gonna see a lot more coming with like pearls. You know what I mean this year. Not so specific to like a specific detail, but like I think that just pearls in general, like however people choose to incorporate that, I think that pearls is gonna be the thing. But I think right now, I think the detail right now is like kilts. You know what I mean, stuff like that.
Okay.
For sure, I would say like I would say like kilt is probably one of the top like cute little details. It's a cute little add-on. You know, you could just do your stuff, and it give you different vibes too. So I'm gonna go with kilt right now. But I think that pearl is gonna be like that accent. That's gonna be like,
Yeah, I fuck with pearls. I've been wearing pearls for a couple of years.
hey,
Donnie, fashionable Donnie out here.
Shout out to Trish though. Trish was like one of the first black men I seen in person wearing pearls. I'm like, yo, that's hard. And then I had to start rocking them.
say less. Shout out to Trish.
Word. So I think so. Like in this industry, it's a lot of always changing. You got to be up on your toes, stay active on everything. How do you like balance out things for yourself, like self-care, like taking care of your mental health and all that?
I'm actually really big on my mental health. I've been in therapy for a few years. So like that's kind of like one of my main outlets for really managing my mental health. Like, just like having different outlets as well, like fashion, art, journaling, like spoken word, you know, just like anything that working out, like I'm just now starting to be like a gym girly consistently for real now. So it's like working out really, really do help me manage my mental health. And then like I do Saturday academies and stuff like that. So in those Saturday academies, we go over fashion and like textile art, you know, but I always provide a space for them to be able to just talk about stuff, you know, because sometimes like people just be needing them spaces to just really chat and have those conversations, you know. So I'm blessed to be able to do that, you know, through Saturday academies and through the Buffalo Clubhouse. So, you know, I just really make sure that I keep that balance, you know, between my work and like my personal life, family, friends, like my village. Shout out to the sets, you know. So I think that all those things really, really play a part in me, like really, you know, managing my mental health for sure.
Absolutely. Nah, that's super dope. And then like just a part of you having that representation in terms of like just being a woman in the fashion industry, being a creative, and would you consider yourself like part of LGBTQ plus?
Yeah, like, am I a part of the community?
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to the set. You feel me? Yeah, for sure though.
Absolutely. So it's like it's always important having that sense of community. And,
Absolutely.
And there's so many there's so many times where people get lost in the sauce. You know what I'm saying? Like get caught up in the everyday to day, and they feel like they don't have the outlet. So it's like with the Saturday Academies, I know you work with. It's like kind of like in partnership with BPS.
We had got to do Say Yes.
Oh, Say Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, Say Yes, and it's just like they have a bunch of dope programs where it's just like for them to do fashion, sports, just extra schoolwork and all that stuff. That stuff is vital. You know what
It
I'm saying?
is. It really is. I feel like growing up, we had two options. Like we was either outside or we was playing sports. So I'm just really happy now to see so many more outlets available because like I feel like this city is like breeding and like really regurgitating so many creative kids, and there's not really a lot of spaces. Like there's these programs and there's these things that they could do here, it's sprinkled over there and sprinkled over here, and it may only kids in the West Side can participate, or only, you know what I mean?
They
So
make
it's
it up
like
zip codes and stuff.
yeah, so it's like it's not really, there's really no spaces for these creatives to be able to come to and just kind of get their stuff off.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm just doing my best to, anywhere that I could show up to create that space, just to create that thing for them and just kind of push them or whatever they need. Like I'm just doing my best to show up in those spaces and make sure that we can make that happen.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Were you old enough to you ever been to NYSP?
I haven't.
So like
What's NYSP?
I don't know.
You don't know NYSP?
He making it up again.
That's
I'm
crazy.
telling you.
You ever been to NYSP?
Google it, y'all.
Anybody like so? NYSP was New York State sports program, so it's like that was when like a summer program where all the kids in it like from every hood would come. Like it used to do it at Buff State, Canisius. But like this is where everybody would go to and like just play sports all day. But this is how like I met mad people at NYSP, like all the different like East Simmons, Pringle, all them boys, like GC, all them was coming together at like NYSP. But it's just like we don't have that program no more, so it's like it doesn't allow that camaraderie for everybody to come together and to kind of like lift up together. Because like once again, like that was the GC era. Like GC's AAU basketball team, they was going to Vegas, they was winning tournaments. This is Johnny Flynn, Paul, all of them.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like in Buffalo, we don't have those central like platforms for everybody to kind of lift off. Like, okay, best of the best gather here, and then from here we take it off.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think we have a lot of like smaller things, and everybody's trying to like create their own thing.
Yeah.
Instead of everybody pooling together to create one or two or three big things.
Please.
That Buffalo can capitalize off of and actually like be at the forefront of.
Yeah.
Because everybody wants to be a chief of their own little,
Too many Chiefs, not enough Indians.
Exactly.
I agree. But I mean, I'm not gonna take nothing away from him though, because like some of these creatives, like I totally understand. You know what I mean? Why they want to be the chief? Why they why they want to be the head? Because I have seen some creators that I ain't never seen before. Like I have seen them accomplish and do things that I ain't never seen nobody do, not with my own two eyes. So it's like seeing some of these creators come right out of the city, knowing that they from the same spot that we from, and they making it happen. It's like, it's totally understandable, like it's totally understandable why there's, they going head to head.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, hey.
It's a matter of what your purpose is and what you're doing it for, honestly.
Yeah, I agree.
And you can also be a team member of a bigger team or a bigger organization while still being the chief of your own team.
Yeah.
So you can be, I always use things in like basketball terms. So you can be a star player on your team, but then also be a role player for the NBA organization.
Right.
That's how I view it.
Yeah. I agree. I think it's just a matter of individuals having an understanding on that. Like, I think that there's a lot of productions that might feel like they're kind of close, or doing the same thing, but I think that each of these productions do kind of emphasize different things, for sure. So it's like, I get it. Like, I definitely get it, you know, but I think that it's just a matter of, like, really having that understanding, you know, and really being secure and knowing what you bring to the table.
Facts.
You know, like, and a lot of them are younger, you know, so it's like, you still got to understand, like, we like a little growner, so, you know, our minds are matured to different spaces, you know, but they're young and they're seeing high levels of success. They're seeing, you know, things just kind of come at them, you know, back to back to back to back to back. So it's like, you know, I can only imagine. For real. So it's like, and you know, we live in a city sometime where, you know, people is funny about giving you your flowers, and that's why you gotta keep you a garden.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Plant your own seeds.
Exactly. So I mean, I definitely do understand, you know, what y'all saying, like just a little bit about them going head to head. But like, if we being honest, for real, I just wanted to mention this real quick. Like, one of my favorite like creatives, like when it comes to production, for real, is that BFW team. Like, I just really want to listen, and I just really want to shout out Khalil Card, for real, because like I ain't never seen nothing like that.
Nah, yeah, he different.
Like, no,
I've met him once, but just seeing what he does, like producing his own movie. What is he, like 21?
I don't even know. Khalil, get in the comments and tell us how old you is.
Yeah, he
Khalil.
young as fuck. Like, he produced his own movie, got the Buffalo Fashion Week shit. Like, you're right.
And honestly, I just think that like being so young and accomplishing those things is one thing, but he has employed, in a sense, you know what I mean, so many creatives. Like, he has created so many opportunities for so many creatives in the fashion game, and he don't even have a line. You get what I'm saying? Like, he's not a fashion designer or, you know, nothing like that. Like, and I could just really appreciate something like that, you know, because it's like, he almost like, what, like 9 shows in? Like, he like 9 shows in, 2 galas, a movie. You get what I'm saying? Like, he's definitely doing things that I feel like we're gonna see a lot of creatives kind of start to come behind. You know what I mean? I think that BFW definitely like sparked something in the fashion community. Like, he definitely started something with that. Like, and I just really wanted to take a minute to really just give that boy his flowers, because I ain't never seen nothing like it. You get what I'm saying? I have not seen nothing close to it, for real. Like, and I don't know a creative in the town when it comes to fashion who haven't been through BFW. Right. You feel me? Like, that's real commendable, for real. Like, shout out to him, for real.
How long has BFW been a thing?
I'm not sure. Like, I don't want to, you know, I don't want to put no timestamps on them, because, you know, I'm not really sure. But I think that we had like an introduction to them. What was it? I did BFW in, when was it, November? Okay.
Because you said 9 shows in, and I only know about 3, so that's
But I'm
tough.
saying, like, he had did, like, it was like 1 day, 3 shows 1 day, 2 day, you know, second day, two shows that day. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, it's not just a matter of just putting on one show, you know what I mean? And then captivating for one night. You know what I mean? Like, he done went back to back. Like, you know what I mean? When he first did Fashion Week, I think he did Fashion Week for like a full like 5 days or 4 days. You know what I mean? And then it came back around again, and then he did the joints like where they was like themed out, and it was just like so many different shows. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's a lot of production to keep up with. Like, that's a lot of people to keep up with. That's a lot of designers. That's a lot of creatives. Like, all of these people that got their own individual needs. Like, that's a lot. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to give him his flowers, because I just ain't never seen nothing like that. And he's pretty. Okay? Like, shout out to the black man. Like, I know that's right.
Absolutely.
Nah, shout out to him. Did you have a collection at any of the Buffalo Fashion Week shows, or just the...
I did. I did Buffalo Fashion Week first.
Okay.
Like, of the new, like, up and coming, like, productions and stuff like that, I did BFW first. I did BFW, like, 2022, November. I think it was like November 2022 or something like that. Fact check me, y'all. Google it.
Right. Man, so you want to jump in the top 5, and then we can
hold on,
dive through.
So what was your favorite show that you've done out of that one? The ones I know of, you did that one. You did the first Buffalo Fashion Runway black carpet.
Yeah.
And have you done any other ones?
Yes. So I actually did 2 shows at Kenesha's. I did BFW, I did BFR, I did restoration. I just recently did restoration.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I pretty much did everything but FIG.
So what would you say is your favorite one?
I'm gonna be honest. Like my favorite right off the bat for real was like that last fashion show that I did with Kenisha's. Only because like I had met so many great designers. You know what I mean, with those shows. And I feel like with those smaller shows, they don't really get the recognition that they should, but like them be the best shows to go to for real, because it be so much raw and just like up and coming talent, you know, like fresh out of college, you know, just in college doing their stuff. So I would say like Kenisha's was probably like my favorite, just because like that atmosphere was so like, it was just so genuine, it was just so full, you know, it was just still fun, you know, like it didn't really feel like, make sure you go out here and, you know what I mean, do da-da-da-da-da. Like, it was just like the last show that I probably did that just felt like, I love it here. But as far as like the new productions that have showcased, like, I'm definitely gonna say that, like, that BFR show. Yeah, ate that.
Come on.
Ate that.
As you should.
Like, I ripped that runway. Like, when I say we ripped that runway so bad, ripped that runway so bad, we ripped it up and took it home with us. Like, no cap. Like, whoo, that was a time, child. That was a time. For real.
Nah, that's fine.
Nah, facts. I remember your collection was hard. For a fact.
Yeah. See, I had a time at that show.
So we got a top 5 segment. Pretty self-explanatory.
Top five.
So we actually kind of switching it up. It's going to be more of a ranking from 5 to 1.
Say less.
Or 1 to 5, however you want to do it.
Say less.
When it comes to like a fit, what's the first thing you're thinking of, or what do you feel is the most important, from the most important thing to what you would consider the least important?
I think that question a little tricky because it depends on the event. You know what I mean? So it just kind of really depend on like where I'm going for real. But I always focus on like my statement piece first. Like my statement piece is always like number one. So it's like, y'all know how like say you woke up and you was like, I want to wear this hoodie today. For me, like that's your statement piece. So it's like you build your outfit around your hoodie or around what would complement your hoodie. So it's always my statement piece first, and then my shoe. Second, third is like my detail, you know, accessories. And then fourth is like my socks. I care about my socks. I don't care. Like, I feel like it's one of them like raw details that go unnoticed. You know, like you could have a sock that really complements something crazy. So definitely my socks. And then coming in at number 5. Well, honestly, like, I'm going to push 3 down, and then for number 3, I'm going to say my hair. For sure. Like, I don't play.
How long you been growing your locks?
I'm actually coming up on 3 years for my locks in March.
Really?
Yeah, in March is going to be 3 years.
Nah, they look good for 3 years.
Hey! Long as hell can't hear a thing.
Nah, that's fire. Did I meet you when I had locks?
I feel like I've always seen you with a cut.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like I've always seen you with a cut. I ain't never seen you with locks. You had locks?
I had locks for 12 years.
They was long?
I was sitting on them.
Ooh. What made you cut your locks, though? Trader.
2020, summer 2020. No. What was that? It was definitely late 2021 or 2022.
Yeah.
We documented it.
Why you cut your locks?
I always said after 10 years, or when I started sitting on them, I was going to switch it up.
Yeah.
My initial thought was to really get them interlocked and just like get them bigger. Not wicks, but like close to it. And
that's smart though.
Yeah, my stylist was like, I'm not doing that. Da, 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 da. You might as well cut them. And I was like, you know I ain't trying to go. But we just started going back and forth, and then she was just like, you ain't gonna cut him. I was like, I bet you I cut him. And then it was just on some ego shit.
Now he got peer pressure.
Right.
It was some ego shit. Like, I'm just like, no. But I was gonna go him right back. But like, my hair texture changed and all that. And I was just like,
Did he ever tell us that, Mauro? That was the reason? No. He gave us like some deep thought, long answer.
Oh, he did?
Like he did some astrology shit or something.
Never used doing astrology for it.
You know what's funny? Chris Chris told me the same thing. And I told her I wanted to get locks. She said the same thing. Oh, you might as well cut through shit.
Yeah, but yo, fam, like, and it's like I put him on who do his locks, and it's like I love her to death. But it was like during COVID too, and it was just like I couldn't get a fucking hug. Like I'm like I'm just going even 8 years. I can't even get a hug. It's during COVID. I'm just like I don't even need my hair anymore. It's just like I don't got no issue with my stylist like it was. It was like I need to change, but
lock stars. To all my lock stars.
Lock star.
Don't listen to him. Don't listen to him. Like, y'all better keep y'all hair.
Shout out to Reggie. Reggie just cut his hair.
He did.
Reggie.
I seen that.
I seen a lot
We
of
do not support these messages, y'all. We just want y'all to know we do not support these messages. Grow that hair. Grow that hair.
I still got mine, though. Know what I mean? They in a bag. You know what I mean?
That's
Bring
what's
them
up.
bag.
So you would, like, reattach them?
Yeah.
Say less.
Yeah.
That's
If it's my hair, like, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Say less. You know they be saying, like, like your hair be, like, holding.
Energy.
Yeah, be holding a lot. And I mean, that makes sense, though, because our hair is, like, a direct extension of our nervous system.
For sure.
You know what I mean? So I could definitely see it holding energy, holding memories, things of that nature for sure.
Nah, I definitely do. It's a lot that goes into it. Like, I could say, like, reason I say, like, 12, like, it really is kind of like 13. So like once I finished high school, I started growing my locks. I probably growing them. I had locks probably for like a year and a half. It was like I went through my experience. I had to like spiritual awakening, and it was just like, but because of who I was around during that time, that energy was still in my hair, and it was just like my life was chaotic. And I'm like, yo, why is my life like this? And it was like, nah, you gotta cut your hair.
Yeah.
Boom, I cut my hair. Felt like whole weight lifted off my shoulders, and I was like, okay, now I can grow them and really appreciate them. Yeah. So
I could see that. I mean, me personally, like, I don't have no intentions on letting my locks really get too long. I think that they're at a length that I really like right now. So I feel like moving forward, as I'm like getting my hair retwisted, like I'll start to just get them trimmed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just so that I'm like,
I wish I did
old
that
stuff out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As opposed to having them way down here and then feeling like,
I wish I did that. Like honestly, like looking back, if I knew my hair texture was gonna change that much, I would have just trimmed them and like finessed it from there. Yeah. But like, I liked having waves. I had waves all through from grade school, high school. So it's like, oh yeah.
Say that. Shout out to the wave. Shout out to the wave daddies.
If it was gonna be a year, it was probably gonna be this winter. Like, I ain't get a cut in a little minute. Honestly, I could I can start
Might
now.
as well, bro. We can make it content.
So wait, if you call me back, it's gonna get bush?
Ain't gonna be a bush, but it's gonna be a little bit of something.
Something to do something with?
Yeah.
You might as well.
Might as well. You got peer pressure into cutting them. Might as well get peer pressure into reattaching them.
Exactly.
We'll see. So we also got our third eye segment. So it's like where we talk about spirituality, maybe conspiracy theories. It's like more so like unpopular things. You know what I'm saying?
It's real popular over here. I don't play with my spirituality.
Absolutely.
Real.
What would you say your base is? Like your spiritual base is in what?
Like I'm a Christian.
Okay.
For sure. Like I'm a Christian. Like, but I really do the work. You know what I mean? Like I really do the work. I really do the reading. And I make sure that not only do I have a understanding of my book, but I also have an understanding of it as well. Mm-hmm. I like have like some holistic background like in my family, so it's like certain stuff is not really like too like far-fetched.
Holistic in terms of like medicine, like plant
for sure.
Herbs.
Just understanding that food is medicine. You know what I mean? And things of that nature, and understanding like what food is, what to put into your body to receive what outcomes of it and things like that. Things of that nature for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah. So my topic of the day was more so on like synchronicities and like angel numbers. Mm. So you mentioned like how the what's that? A$AP Rocky, and how he had the letter in his head, and how after you did it, and it's like that's a common thing.
Y'all, he did it first, y'all. He did it first, y'all. I don't need these people.
It was her. It was her.
He did it first, y'all.
It was her. I'm gonna say that. So one thing, what I noticed is like it's almost like a shared field. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like ideas aren't necessarily our own, but it's like they exist themselves, and we kind of certain people we could tap into them and then let everybody else know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that like I think that's like we dealt with that situation in terms of some people using like no label, stuff like that. Like we've had a couple different people using stuff. Some was blatant taken, but others was like sharing the field.
They were very aware of who we were. Very aware of the content.
Yeah,
He gonna spill that tea for real.
That's definitely we definitely would have to do an episode on that one day. but
Yeah,
like,
fuck them niggas.
is that and it's like synchronicities. You know what I'm saying? Synchronicities is something like you thinking about what you should do and you come up with some ideas. You look at the clock and say 111.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. You familiar with the angel numbers and stuff like that? And
Yeah. Like I'm familiar. Like I have an understanding on them. It's not something that I'm like super deep into, but I know that numbers is a universal language.
absolutely.
You know what I mean? So I feel like to deny that it's a thing is kind of like, you know, I feel like we all have an understanding of what it is, what that thing is, like what it is, but we just all identify it differently. You know, but like nobody's denying that it's a thing. You get what I'm saying? So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
So what significant does 555 have for you?
So 555 is actually significant because I believe that it's like a representation of like a major change or like just a greater change like in shift. And 555 was recently significant for me because I just recently told my set that I was 555 days clean of something because I had actually woke up that day, it was Sunday, and I was on my way to church, and I just was feeling like this like greater like change, you know, like coming over my life for some reason, and not for some reason, for spiritual reasons. And it had just kind of made me check my calendar on something, and I realized like, yo, that's crazy that I'm 555 days
Come on.
clean. Exactly. And we talk about a major change. So
Clean from what? Clean of what?
I'm 560 days now, but I'm 560 days clear of harmful thoughts. For sure. See,
Absolutely.
make some noise. You know, I think that when we talk about art, and I'm gonna say this fast because I know people don't be like really liking to talk about real stuff, but I think that, you know,
But that, like,
Shit,
that's
this
kind
the
of
platform for it.
Yeah, that's the third eye segment is for those type moments.
say that. Well, I think that everybody want to be an artist until we really like look at the history of artistries, like of different artists for real. Like some of my favorite artists in the world was a part of the 27 Club, you know? And it's like,
Yeah.
it's those part of being an artist and artistry that we're not talking about enough,
Absolutely.
you know? And I think that those topics are just too important because when you really start to consider yourself an artist and you in your 20s and 27 look like it's knocking on your door, like it is something that make you want to consider, like, you know, it just kind of make you just
at least look into it.
yeah, like look into it a little bit because as artists, I think that art is so fluid. It'll never be one of those things that'll just go away. You know what I mean? But it is one of those things that can be like made mainstreamy, like too mainstreamy, and it can be too oversaturated to the point that it's discouraging different kind of artists or expressionalists to really talk about things or put things in their work that's important. And I feel like as an artist, we kind of have like this duty, you know, in the community to create conversation, you know, and there's not too many lines that's really creating conversation.
No, right.
You know, like there's not a lot of individuals, like I just don't think that there's a lot of artists or individuals that's really pushing the importance of making art based on the things that matter to them. Like they're making art based on things that are marketable. And don't get me wrong, like there are markets in that, you know, like, however, when you consider yourself an artist, it's like, what kind of artist are you really though?
Yeah.
You know, like, I'm not saying nobody's not, I'm just saying, let's be specific.
Yeah.
You know, like we be quick to like throw these terminologies around, you know, fast, and, you know, just kind of like throwing stuff out there because that's my man's or that's my homegirl, and, you know, but we not really having real conversations about stuff. And for me, that's making art feel too too mainstreamy, too oversaturated. It's like where is this stuff coming from for real?
Yeah. I always look at artists when it comes to like, what are you doing it for? Like, are you doing it for the bread? Are you doing it for the acknowledgement? Are you doing it because you really expressing yourself?
Yeah.
All those things like come into play. It was I'm trying to remember what book it was, but it was talking about like types of people there are. It was just like, and this specifically was talking about men. It was like saying like either like a warrior or like a merchant, and it was like healer and another one, but it was just like how many people. I'm like, it didn't say nothing about artists, and I'm like okay, like I broke it down. I was like, okay, is you making art to make money, or is you making art to like to fight? Like,
Yeah.
the merchant and the warrior. And it's just like, what are you? It always comes down to like kind of like, what are you fighting for?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? What are you pushing the envelope to? Are you doing it to bring light to better things, or are you just trying to fill your pockets?
Yeah, and I think that question really is important because I just, like I said, like as an artist, I feel like it's our job to kind of create conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not a small talker. I don't like to do small talk. It's
Me either.
irrelevant. Like, we don't have to do that. You know what I mean? Like,
That's a fact.
We don't have the time.
yeah, literally, like, I could be doing anything right now. I could be at home scratching my ass on the couch. I don't know. But I'm just saying, like, I think that when it comes to art for real, like, I want to be able to have conversations, real conversations about things. Like, I want to be able for those conversations to transcend us into things that we should be talking about. Like, I feel like it's an artist's job. It doesn't matter what kind of artist you is. Like, if you're identifying in that category, I think that it's important for you to have a voice somewhere, you know, and on something. Like, it's cool to, you know, just push certain fast fashion, we'll just call it fast fashion. Like, it's cool to push certain lines and things like that just may fall into the fast fashion category, and you know, you make your coins off of it, because it's a thin line between being a broke artist, you know, and being a profitable artist. Like, artistry in general just already get a bad rep because people don't really want to put money into it. Like, your parents don't want to pay for you to go to college to be a photographer, you know what I mean?
Sure.
So it's just like, I think that it's just really important for artists to really start standing for stuff, like, because they're falling for anything. Like, they're falling for anything, and I think it's discouraging to other artists like myself or expressionalists to really push art that they feel like is meaningful to them, because they don't want to like fall on that blade, or like they don't want to fall into having those conversations that people really don't want to talk about for real. So it's like, I definitely think that art right now, art, fashion, like, it just feel really like
It's trendy.
mainstream. Yeah.
I get that. It's like two things with that. You mentioned about like some of your favorite artists were in that 27 club.
Mm-hmm.
That shit made me think about like some of my favorite artists was like Lupe and like Big Crit, and it was just people who were like very anti the establishment, and like even thought about it to basketball. Like, one of my favorite basketball players was Stephon Marbury, and a lot of people don't know, like, he was him. You know what I'm saying? But then I think he had like he had a mental breakdown, had mental health issues going on, and then it's like he disappeared. And it was just like, I've seen so many of the people I look up to where it's just like and it's just like, damn, it's like, but I know they still doing something dope, but it's like, y'all won't allow me to see them. Y'all won't. It's like a voice was just like snatched out of the ecosystem, and then that shit like, it weighs on you. You know what I'm saying? It definitely weighs on you, and it's like, that's why I feel like it's always important to like have these type conversations, because if you let the algorithm tell it, we chase the algorithm all day. We avoiding this.
That's a fact.
We avoiding this, and this is like, with no label, it's like, yo, like, if we could bring one thing to the internet, it's like, yo, bring humanity into this digital world where it's like everything is curated, everything is formulaic. It was like, no, where's it? Yeah, like, where's the humanity in the content? if you like, even having to, even chopping up humanity to put it in the content is weird.
Yeah.
But it's just like we understand the society we in.
For sure.
But it's just like, yo, be yourself with it.
Yeah. And I feel like people be pushing like, oh, be yourself, just be you, just be yourself. Like, and then, you know, we get these creators out here that's themselves, and then they turn around and telling them who they should be, how they should have did it, what it should have looked like. It's like, come on, do y'all want to be myself? Or like, what do y'all want for real? You know, and that's why you really can't be worried about that. Like, you really just gotta stay true to what's important to you, you know. And I feel like a lot of artists waver from those things based on what they feel like they can profit from, based on, you know, the trajectory that their brand could be pushed in, you know, doing certain things or making certain decisions. And it's like, like, I feel like them be them things that is the reason why, you know, some of our favorite artists could have ended up in the 27 Club, or why those voices and stuff like that get snatched, because it's like they keep trying to fit them in these boxes that they never even asked to be in. You know, it's like, I feel like we just don't really have a lot of artists for real that I feel like is really like pushing something.
Yeah.
And not to say that they can't or that they won't, you know, or not to take nothing away from the, you know, the artists that may be pushing something, you know, and I'm just not tapped in yet. It's just, that's not the majority market right now. Like, it's very much so junk fashion. It's very fast fashion. You know, it's very, like, fast art. You know what I mean? Junk art, like, just things that's just kind of like, oh, this cool to have.
Microwavable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I agree with y'all saying. I'm just play God's advocate.
Say that.
So, what do you say to the, like, so what if somebody, like, has to make a living in this economy? Like, they want to do things a certain way, but the way that they're doing it, or them trying to fulfill their purpose, isn't working, because they are now a broke or struggling artist. But then when they try something new and do something that's a little more trendy, now all of a sudden they got money in their pocket and they can live their lives the way that they always kind of wanted to live it. So how do they distinguish those two and, like, be able to walk that thin line, I'd say? Because everybody doesn't want to be a struggling and broke artist.
Exactly.
Like-
I don't
like
think
we-
no artists do.
Exactly.
Feel me? No artists do.
Nobody wants to struggle. But my thing is just I'm gonna say not what's worth more. You know what I'm saying?
They gotta survive. Surviving is worth the most.
I'm sure that they're good enough at what they do to survive. Because if you're saying like a bigger artist, you said, use the example of like a bigger artist.
No, I'm just saying artists in general.
I think you shouldn't. At the end of the day, I don't think you should compromise to yourself. Like, if you need to make money on the side doing your thing, do that. Like, I got into education. I know these niggas ain't making 6 figures a year. I got a math degree. I could have went and been a data analysis. I could have went and did an engineer, make 6 figures, do my own thing. I enjoy working with kids. I enjoy doing this. So, knowing that, okay, I'm going to study crypto. I'm going to study the stocks. I'm going to try to make my money, my long term over here, so enough to sustain myself to actually do what I want to love. And it's just, I think it comes to a form of discipline where it's just like, okay, can I do something I don't like enough to fuel the thing that really drives me and the thing that I need to do?
I think it's discipline, resiliency, and faith. Those are like 3 key things. That's why we love Nipsey so much. He got the marathon. Like, he went with that grind forever. He had his ups, he had his downs. He went to jail, got dropped from a label, all types of other shit. But he still stayed the course, and eventually he became, not that this is the standard, but this is just something that we measure in music. He became a Grammy-nominated artist off of his quote-unquote first album. He got a history-making record deal to where it was still a partnership thing, which is what he always chased. But he stayed the course, so that comes from faith and resiliency.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
To be honest, guys, I'm learning a lot from y'all. Like, I'm still in a space of where I'm still being in spaces where I'm having to decide whether I need to compromise my integrity or be a businesswoman. And I think that a lot of people don't really, I think a lot of there's a difference between when I started making clothes, I was just a creative, you know what I mean, that wanted to sell clothes. I didn't know that I was gonna have to become a businesswoman. You know, I didn't know that I was gonna have to learn how to do business. You know, so it's like transitioning from being a creative to learning how to do business. It's a different process than somebody who is a businesswoman trying to be a creative. You know what I mean? Trying to push creativity. You know, it's so different. Like the roads is different. So like being a creative and transitioning and having to do business, I feel like a lot of times I be putting my integrity first. And I done been in rooms where it's like, shit, my integrity done walked me right out the door. You know what I mean? Money on the table. But while it's money on the table, you know, but it's like you do have to you do got to come to some point, you know, in your creative journey, like in your artistry, where it's like, you got to know what's for and what's not for sale.
Absolutely.
You know? So I'm like still in a space of understanding those things. But what I will say to somebody who's, you know, a struggling artist and they're, you know, they decide to do something viral, you know, and it's making them money and doing certain things. Millionaires got 7 sources of income. So to think that we could have any one less is laughable, you know. So it's like if you are a creative that's doing, you know, that has a bigger message, but, you know, you pushing stuff and you're pushing certain things and, you know, you feel like people just not really necessarily seeing you. But when you switch it up, they see you on this side. It's like, bleed it. Like, get your money. You know what I mean? Like, get your money, do what you got to do so that you can pour back into what matters. Because that's what it come down to at the end of the day. Like, nobody wants to be a struggling artist. You know, like, find them grants, find them loans, you know, like, do what you can do, you know, to sustain, because faith with no work is dead.
For sure.
You know, so it's like you can have all the integrity in the world, but you could be sitting on your couch, you know. And I'm not saying that won't fulfill you, you know, or make you feel fulfilled. However, it just is things to consider, you know, because it's people that's filthy rich and they dead broke. So it's like you just gotta I think that you just gotta find your balance on that. And I think that just comes with your individual makeup, you know, who you
It comes with
is.
finding yourself and
Exactly.
knowing what you want. You gotta find your non-negotiables in like everything in life.
Exactly.
Like these are the things I'm not willing to compromise, and then there's other things that are straggling along to where it's like, I don't want to let this go, but it's like it's not that big of a deal.
Exactly.
Like it's not me questioning my integrity, or it's not me not being myself.
Exactly. So I think it's just really important to find that middle.
Absolutely.
For sure.
I remember I heard a quote one time. It said, there's some people that's so broke that all they have is money. That shit sticks with me, and it's just like
real life.
I see just like family shit where it's just like people are chasing money, and it's just like it's almost laughable where it's like you think that's where the wealth is.
Exactly.
It's like, nah. It's like it's the reason why it's like, it sounds cliche, but it's the reason why people say health is your wealth. Like
For real.
embrace your family. Like
a lot of things is wealth though. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I've been comfortable with walking away from certain things with my integrity because I'm rich in spirit. You know what I mean? I'm rich in love. I'm rich in respect. Like I'ma love and respect a stranger, you know, just for no reason. So it's like, you know how rich you gotta be able to give something out unconditionally, you know? So it's just like a matter of really knowing yourself, you know, and like just kind of knowing where you stand with certain things. And I feel like, I think that'll be the thing that'll really catapult artists to the exact space that they want to be in, you know, but they got to find that balance. And in order to do it, they got to have those trials and tribulations, you know, they got to have their runs. So
absolutely.
Don't be discouraged to get in the field.
Never.
For real. And make decisions. Like you got to make decisions. Like sometimes the hardest thing to do when it comes to doing something new is doing it. You know, so it's like make them decisions, like whether you fail, whether you win, you know, you learn different things from success and you learn different things from your losses. So it's all a part of the, you know, it's all a part of the game, for real.
It's a fact.
I think we can I want to close it there because that was
No, we
perfect.
got one last thing.
What's that?
You got a new collection coming, right?
I do.
Talk about that a little bit.
See, so We got so we're actually dropping a workwear collection this spring. We're gonna do a heavier collection. I initially was gonna drop this collection in the wintertime, but I just decided not to. I wanted to spend more time doing a lot more like cut and sew pieces, you know, and stuff like that. And I just kind of wanted to like really give myself the space and time for real to really like put out those type of pieces that I wanna push, you know. So this collection is like a little more heavy because we have like the casual uniform, you know, kind of style fit aesthetic, you know, and then we have more like custom cut and sew one-on-one pieces, you know, and stuff like that. So we'll be doing a real heavy spring drop. Now I'm really excited about.
So please let us know so we can promote it.
For sure, I'm on that. But in the meantime, though, I'm gonna be dropping me a fire little art collection. It ain't little, but you know,
It's a little bit. It's heavy though.
heavy for sure. So make sure y'all looking out for that spring collection for sure.
Love that. Love
Forward
that.
to it.
We gonna be eating it up. We gonna be eating it up a lot though this year with merch. You know, like I got collaborations coming. I got a heavy spring drop coming. You know, and then I also got like a little surprise component too for the set. So we gonna have like a lot of merch coming this year. We gonna be bleeding merch this year.
So anybody who's like this their first time hearing about you, what would be the best way to keep in touch so they could cop all of those things?
Best way to keep in touch with me, y'all can follow us right on the gram. Like we real DM friendly. Y'all can follow us on the gram. Y'all can follow us on Facebook, UNDTA _. Yeah. Y'all can tap right in with us.
That's it.
For sure.
Paulae, I appreciate you pulling up to the studio.
Say
You know
less.
what I mean? Sharing this space with us.
Say
It was
less.
a great
Say less.
conversation.
I appreciate y'all for having me, for real. It was time. It was time.
Come on.
Might got to be back for a part 2. What y'all think?
That's a
Absolutely.
fact.
Say less. Say
That's a
less.
fact.
Say less. I appreciate y'all for sure.
Of course.
It was love.
No label the pod. We out.
Peace.
Hey. That was tough.